Hello there, welcome back. I thought I'd do a video on the current situation with the Mavic. Obviously it is the 20th of October today, so the 15th has come and gone, and no, it hasn't shipped. Basically, yes, there is a delay. So everybody was hoping for their pre-orders to start going out on the 15th, and then no shipping notifications came. With that, the internet erupted, as it always does, and in the end DJI have put out a statement. So on the 18th they put out a statement to say basically they were hoping to ship in mid-October, but that has passed, and if you're wondering what's about happened to your Mavic, well, here's the information. They're saying due to strong global demand, production is in full swing and we will be fulfilling orders as fast as we can. Yes, this is a little bit vague. People aren't really happy, but yeah, you know what? It's happened. Is it ideal? No. Unfortunately, in one of these situations, shipping a new product is extremely complicated. Do I think DJI were pushing it with the original date of the 15? Yeah, I think they probably put themselves under a little bit too much pressure. There are so many things that can go wrong in this type of situation. You know, there are hundreds of components in each aircraft. It only takes one to not be available and it brings the whole thing to a stop. There are a lot of third parties involved, so things like the cables, the USB cable, the ribbon cables inside the aircraft, the power supply, the charger and the battery. These will all be parts manufactured by third parties on DJI's behalf. So the battery will be manufactured in a battery factory somewhere else. So as for the reason, we do not know. You know, as of the 20th of October, here and now, this is the only legitimate reason we have. People are posting things that their dealer has said is this, it's firmware, it's because of the Mavic name with the bike wheels. You know what? It is all guesswork. There is no known facts other than what DJI have said. My personal opinion is it's a supply issue of a component or a manufacturing issue. It won't be firmware. They would ship it if it was firmware, and they would force an update when the user gets the craft. They've done that before, they can do it again. This is something that was, well, it's not stopping in production because the words they've used is quite interesting. Production is in full swing. So that leads you to think that the aircraft is being manufactured. So something is holding it up. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the battery, maybe the power supply, something that's meant to be in the box. Something's gone wrong. It's happened. What my advice to everybody would be is hold in there. I honestly do not think this is going to be a long delay. I say honestly again, I do believe DJI had every intention of shipping this on the 15th. Obviously that has come and gone and it hasn't happened, but as for how long the delay will be, I really do not think it will be very long. I would expect to start seeing people having shipping notifications early next week, 24th, 25th. I would absolutely expect there to be shipping notifications by the 28th. So we are talking about a week and a bit delay, a week to 2 weeks. You know, I would honestly say to people, hang in there. From everything I know about this product, it is absolutely outstanding. It really, really is. A couple of other things just to say about the Mavic while I'm still on it. I got two new bits of information which I've come across. Number one, the live feed. The live feed is 1080p. However, that is only in 1080p or under recording modes. So if you are recording with the camera on 4K, the live feed is limited to 720p. So the 1080p is only available when recording in 1080p or below. The second thing is flight modes. The aircraft does have ATTI attitude mode, however it is not user selectable. So unlike the Phantom 4 where you can put the switch into attitude mode, or on the Phantom 3, you cannot on the Mavic. There is no option to set attitude mode. It will only enter it if it detects a problem with the sensors. So it will enter attitude mode itself if it detects a problem with the sensors. Further to that is basically when you are in attitude mode, there is a limitation to altitude. And what DJI say is this: flight limits. Altitude is restricted to 26 feet or 8 meters when the GPS signal is weak and downward vision system is active. So if you were flying outside and it couldn't get a GPS signal, but the VPS sensors were working and it can read the height of the ground, it would limit you to 8 meters. It goes on to say that height is restricted to 164 feet or 50 meters when the GPS signal is weak and downward vision system is inactive. So that would be if the VPS system is turned off or the sensors are unable to work properly. Now, this is a bit of an odd one because a video went out showing the aircraft flying off a balcony, and because it was over the max height, it started with no GPS and it went out over the sill, and then it started to descend down because the vision position system was activated, but it didn't work basically. So DJI have said they're going to tweak the firmware, and a production model will not do that. So it's just a bit of a weird one basically. That's about all I can say on the Mavic for now on that. You know, here and now, again, I'll stress, I honestly think this thing will ship very soon. Hang in there, those in the pre-order list. It isn't good. I'm not saying it's good, but unfortunately, sometimes these delays do happen, and I do think DJI will get this out very, very shortly. The only other thing I was going to talk about this week is this, which is the DJI Hex charger. Now, this is a multi-battery charger for the Inspire 1, the Matrice 100 and Matrice 600 series. It takes the TB47 and 48 series of batteries, so that will be the Ds and the Ss as well. Unlike the DJI Hub, this will charge the batteries simultaneously. So the DJI Hub would charge from the highest capacity down to the lowest. So it would do one battery at a time, but it would start with the battery with the most charge already and work its way down to the battery that would have the least charge. This is different. This charges all of the batteries at once. So rather than having to do them sequentially, this will do them all at once. This has been a long time coming really from DJI. There's been a lot of hope for this. Couple of things that are interesting about it. The DC outputs are 26.1 volt at 3.83 amp. So this won't be 1C. A TB47 is... a TB48 is 5700 milliamp hour. So this is, you know, it's not 1C, so it's not going to charge the batteries in about an hour. I would expect it to charge TB48 in about an hour and 45 minutes, and the TB7 in about an hour and 15, hour and 20. The advantage is it will charge up to 6 of them at the same time in that time. So 6 TB47s are roughly in an hour and 20 minutes. The only other thing to note with it is that it will charge 2 remote controllers as well at 2 amp each, but 2 of the RCs are tied into 2 of the end battery ports over here. So this port here and this port here are tied in to the battery. The controller charging port. So if you are charging a controller at the same time as all of the batteries, the battery where the port is connected to will charge slower because it takes its current from the same port. So that battery would charge slower. Yeah, that's about it. That's all we know about it really. This was pushed out last week very quietly by DJI. Very, very quietly indeed. Comes with the 2 cables to charge up to 2 controllers at once. The only other strange thing is they do say it requires the Inspire 180 watt adapter AC cable. Now this is the kettle lead, basically, the 3-pin IEC cable. It's not the main charging power supply, it is just the 3-pin cable. I have no idea why they haven't included this in the box. Just chuck it in. It's like a 50p cable for them. At £291, $299, they could have really tossed the cable in for it. Released at the same time to go with that is a case. They've pushed out a Matrice 600 battery travel case. So this case will hold up to the 2 hex chargers. So you can put 2 chargers in it and up to 18 batteries, and it allows you to charge it without taking the batteries out. You can do it all inside this case. Very nice indeed. Very expensive, 290 quid again, but it does allow you to charge all the batteries at the same time, and not take it all out. So you could do 12 batteries at once in 2 hex chargers, but it also allows you to carry more. So yeah, nice case that they've pushed out to go with it. But again, 291 quid, so it's not cheap, but these cases never are cheap. That's it for this video. That's all I've got to say, really. Hopefully everyone with the pre-orders will get their Mavics very, very soon. I really do hope people get their products as soon as possible. And thank you for watching, and I'll do another video once it releases.